It's time for Sunbelt Conference Baseball on ESPN as we welcome you to the campus of the University of Southern Mississippi, where they'll pay tribute to the late, great Jimmy Buffett. Today, it's Parrot Head Day at the ballpark at Pete Taylor Park, where the South Alabama Jaguars and the Southern Miss Golden Eagles are tangling for the 115th meeting all-time in this series. We welcome you inside our broadcast booth. I'm Jason Baker, alongside my color analyst tonight, Clay Sweet. Clay, for the Southern Miss Golden Eagles, last night's performance led them to get an opportunity to continue what they do, which is a series win. South Alabama was victorious last week, forcing a rubber match in a win over Louisiana.
Yeah, and they got that quality start from her. Will be back on the mound. He was really good a week ago, got a good quality start in that win.
A look back to last night's footage. It all began miscues for South Alabama. That's what they got to clean up.
Yeah, kind of been the story of the season. Too many free passes is what Coach Calvi has talked about. You see that really plagued South Alabama last night.
And then the big man hit a big shot to the opposite field, did Matthew Russo.
Yeah, the bull got loose in a China shop last night again.
And then Dre Barrett, the freshman, a 2-out, 2 RBI single. And then Kyle Morrison, who's been a threat in the middle of the order, put a big fly out of the park.
Yeah, a really consistent bat, maybe the most consistent power in the middle of that lineup.
And speaking of consistent power, that's what J.B. Middleton brought to the bump last night. He was spectacular.
Yeah, it was a masterpiece, a really good performance from Middleton. Got the swing and miss, got the caught lookings piled up. 12 strikeouts did Middleton.
Golden Eagles won that ball game in Game 1, 8-2. We'll see what's in store for Game 2. It's the South Alabama batting order when we return. Mark Calvi, South Alabama Jaguar batting order. It's the 3-hole hitter, Clay Sweet, Kyle Morrison. You saw him last night against Southern Miss, 1 for 4 with a 2-run home run. He's been downright good right there.
Yeah, hits with power, hits with average at a 343 clip, too. So it's not just the long ball, consistently getting hits in the middle, trying to set up the Jags offense.
And then it's Cross Sibley tonight on the mound. He has been nails in the early portion of this season. The 2.80 ERA. I point you to the strikeouts to walk ratio.
Yeah, it's the opposite. The Jags fight giving up the free pass. This young man going against them tonight just does not issue many at all. And so that helps him. The batting average against may be a little higher than he would like, but he can survive it because he doesn't give up free passes.
Developing story for this team as this season rolls on is the defense of Tucker Stockman continuing to improve. Gunned down a stolen base attempt, the only one of the night South Alabama attempted last night.
With a strikeout, you know Coach Calvi would love to have him on.
Off speed, and there you go. A single from Brennan Holt out in the right field. That was the slide to left-handers this season. And a changeup pulls the string on it. John Morrison, great friends. They hit together in the offseason. Brennan Holt was going. First move, and it's a pickoff move by Cross Sibley.
Well done by the Golden Eagle defense.
Gets the runners off the path for Kyle Morrison. That's huge because of this right here. A single out into the right center field gap.
South Alabama.
Yeah, it was a club that came in hitting 283. This is ripped inside the bag at third base past Dre Barrett. They are waving Kyle Morrison on. It was a long run for Gillespie deep into that left field corner. And the Jags on top. They get the run they wanted to start this ball game. Off an RBI double by Lucas Ismaili, their first baseman for the Jags.
And this ball just goes and dies in the corner. It makes for a really long run. And, of course, that speed and Barrett unable to make the relay in to get times last night.
2-2. Wicked stuff from Cross Sibley, but not before South Alabama gets a run. They do it with a trio of hits. It's 1-0 Jags as we head to the bottom of one. Batting order for Christian Ostrander, Southern Miss Golden Eagles. Dre Barrett, the freshman, clutch last night. First career 3-hit game, Clay Sweet.
Yeah, what a job, right? 3 singles, those 2 RBIs, and he really did damage after his teammates were willing to take the free pass. He was a willing participant at the plate with those 3 singles, 2 RBIs.
Yeah, it was a 2-out, 2 RBI single that led to that performance. On the mound for South Alabama, it's Mitchell Hurd, the 5'11 senior. He is a veteran, Clay Sweet. He has pitched against the Golden Eagles before. He helped them rebound last weekend. They're asking him to do the same.
And he's really athletic on the bump, JB. You look back in 2023, he actually had 18 starts over at third base. So this is an athletic guy on the hill for South Alabama. Look at those numbers. Good numbers to this point.
Brett Johnson has moved from left to right tonight. Kind of a revolving door right now with an injury to John Smith, their everyday right fielder. Sun's finding its home in the western sky.
Beautiful pitch.
1-2 fastball. Cook sends this deep to right center field. It's a long run for Brennan Holt, but he'll track it full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. And here's the payoff pitch. Sharply hit, gobbled up by Robert Miranda and over to first. And there's 2 away.
It's interesting here, Jason. Does he pull his hands enough into the baseball for them to keep him at the plate? That's certainly what they're looking at. I mean, you talked about the check, and yeah, it's plenty of a check for not a strike, but did he hold it out away from that baseball enough for it to be deemed hit by nearly 200 pitches last night, Jason Baker, by showing patience at the plate?
Jeff Wright has come out, and he's going to award David 3-1 hitters count. It's the cutter. Russo hits a towering fly ball. This is where the wind was pushing it out earlier tonight. In back-to-back nights, Matthew Russo will ride it out of here. A 2-run blast for the Bull. Matthew Russo with his 9th homer of the year, and the Golden Eagles have regained the lead.
Wow, hits it out over the barbecue sign. You think Russo's enjoyed some barbecue in his day as he gets into this. And we talked about the opposite field power, and on display again there from Russo. Man, he's going to be a problem. JB, patient at the plate to get himself in that 3-1 count.
Pratt, who grounded out to second base, blows the fastball by Montester right at the letters. That was the first strikeout for Mitchell Hurd here in the bottom of the first. But it was Matthew Russo striking with the big fly to the opposite field. 2-run home run to give the Golden Eagles the lead. Fastball from Sibley, dotted right. 0-1. This is touched out in the left center field. Gillespie will make the catch on the run. Ty Brooks is the 9-hole hitter for South Alabama, and guess what? Cross Sibley's done it again. Brett Johnson going on first move, and Sibley picks him off for the 3rd out here at the top of 2. Twice he's done that tonight. He goes off speed away, tried to get
this 0-2 pitch looks like.
He goes curveball that's hammered out in the left field off the barrel of Dre Barrett. It's a single for him, his 4th one of this season. Runners in scoring position, but it's calling for the sacrifice, and he pushes it right back to Mitchell Hurd. Beautifully done. This is a club in the top 5 in the conference. 0-2 from Mitchell Hurd. 3 pitches, down goes
on his home field a week ago.
2-2. This is beat to the turf. Miranda takes it off a high hop, and he'll get it over, and the Golden Eagles will strand 2 in time to get Jake Cook. That's it for the 2nd inning. 2-1. 2-1 fastball. This is off Monaster's glove out in the right field. Monaster was playing a little deep on that outfield grass. Kind of got a full count. Cross Sibley delivers over the head of Brennan Holt. Sacrifice, this sails over the head of Tucker Stockman. A wild pitch from Cross Sibley. Everyone moves up, and setting up inside probably indicates fastball, and it is John Smith.
Gather yourself and get the strikeout.
Kyle Morrison has hit a ball out into center field. Jake Cook there to make the catch against the center field wall. Everyone will tag, It will score a run for the Jags. But what a catch from Jake Cook. You won't find a better play in center field. But South Alabama has tied this one up, Clay.
Yeah, Morrison hits this as far as the ballpark can possibly hold it. And look at Cook's speed, allows him to get back there, gather himself, and make that jump at the wall to catch it. A big, big play defensively from Cook. Save of a run.
Off speed, misses away. He can, he does. Ground ball. Ozzie Pratt will load up, fire it across. The Jags get an RBI on a big sac fly. Beautiful play made by Jake Cook on it.
Would take just giving up the 2 runs.
Ozzie Pratt lifts one out in the right center field. It'll be Rhett Johnson, the right fielder, making the catch, and there's Gillespie had a 7-game hit streak snapped last night. Gets this off the handle of the bat out in the center field. Brennan Holt will trot up.
Pitching for South Alabama tonight.
2-2. Fastball up and away. Russo underneath it. It's another strikeout for Mitchell Herr, his 3rd of the ball game. 3 up, 3 down, go the Golden Eagles. And an early call to the pen. Josh Ock making his 12th appearance of the season. This is an arm that has been good. Christian Ostrander believes it can be great, and he wants him to make that next step. So in he comes. Shortest outing of the season for Cross Sibley. So it's handed over to this Southern Miss Golden Eagle bullpen. Ock goes two-seamer just below the 1-2, and Josh Ock gets him down, swinging at a running. Ock from the stretch, runner going. Throw from Tucker Stockman, wide of second base. Ozzie Pratt
in the infield.
First stolen base of the series for South Alabama on their 4th attempt. Ground ball to Monastery. He'll put down Miranda, but it does move. The 1-2. Got him. Down swinging goes Ty Brooks. And a big punch out for Josh Ock, his 2nd of the inning. They'll strand a runner 90 feet away. We've got more baseball on tap from B. Taylor Park.
Kind of speaks to the depth of the lineup.
Cutter from Mitchell.
Last week, you know they would love to duplicate that.
Well, right now, they're going to need a new baseball, because this one has just landed 393 feet away from its home as Carson Pato regains his home run lead over his teammate Matthew Russo. That's number 10. Wow. And that's the 41st homer of Carson Pato's career. That puts him alone in 10th place all time on the Southern Miss career home run chart. There are some icons of Southern Miss baseball on that list. That was 2-2. Mitchell Herr goes cutter. That was at 80. He named Christian Ostrander, also to be expected. Lloyd Lunsford, also to be expected. Tucker Stockman singles back up the middle.
Listen to, that was 107 off the bat.
Ben Higdon goes back up the middle. Ty Brooks, the shortstop's got it over across the diamond. That's 3 away, but not before a tuna bomb in Hattiesburg, Mississippi.
Count pitch.
Dave Barrett goes fastball up and away, and 3-2. Money pitch from Josh Ock. That 2-2. There goes Holt again. Slider misses in. Holt will take the bag. It's the 2nd stolen base of the night for South.
Stays over at first, keeps it in order.
Josh Ock will go strikeout here.
Why use anything else?
That's what Christian Ostrander believes. There's another one. 5th strikeout for Josh Ock. How about this number? With runners on base, opponents are hitting .097. It is because of this right here.
Probably 2 more innings out of this.
Jake Cook trying to bunt his way on. Mitchell Herr will spring off that mound. Play is eluded to his athleticism. That matter 0 for 2 tonight. Pratt, ground ball, sliding over is Robert Miranda. And he gets Gillespie chasing. The 91-mile-per-hour fastball. 3 up, 3 down. Back to the dugout. Go the Golden Eagles. We'll be back with more baseball. Pitcher into the ball game. Josh Oxnight is done. It's the third one for the Golden Eagles tonight. It's a good one. It's a freshman, a left-hander, making his 11th appearance of the season. The numbers have been really good, Clay.
Yeah, that's pretty gaudy, right? 2-0, 2.57 ERA, 14 innings. And then look at that ratio, 17 strikeouts to just 5 free passes for Willoughby. This will be an interesting thing to see how does, of course, with those 2 big home runs.
Hot shot hit right at Dre Barrett. He'll one bounce it over to Matthew Russo, who decided he needs a glove. I'll use the bare
Walks.
1-2. This is hit well up the middle and enough out into center field off the bat of Rhett Johnson. They have run at 1-2 tonight a couple of times. See what they do with Rhett Johnson. They don't. And down goes. Fastball is skied. Third base side. Dre Barrett is camped underneath it. He'll make the catch. That's out number 3. So a single by Rhett Johnson, but nothing else deals of his life. 3-2. This is smoked right at Ty Brooks, who is positioned beautifully behind second base. That was 105. Nick Monaster will stand in. Monaster towering fly ball in a shallow center field. Brennan Holt calls for it, and there's 2 away. Carson going the other way, lifts it out. Long run for Mike Young, who was shifted into the gap, but he'll get there, make the catch. That's it for the Golden Eagles. 7 in a row put down by Mitchell Herr. We've played. Well, this tells a lot of the story, Clay Sweet. We're sitting in a 3-2 ball game. And for South Alabama tonight, 1 of 14 with runners on, 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position as well. And now they're going to have to try to get it done against one of the bullets from the Southern Miss Golden Eagle pen. Matter of fact, the top one, the junior Colby Allen, enters this ball game.
Yeah, just really top-end stuff. You talk about one of the bullets, one of the better bullets throughout the entire country with what he's done so far in this season. 3-1, 2.57 ERA for Mr. Allen. 20 innings pitched. Look at that strikeout to walk ratio. 24 strikeouts, 6 walks. So that graphic, and then the graphic before it with not taking it.
214 against him. 2-2, but not tonight. That's
a couple walks, but that was a brutal set of pitches.
Texas leaguer out in the left center field off the bat of John Smith. That's a single. Sinker, Kyle Morrison going the other way, and this ball is touched off the Coca-Cola sign in opposite field. 2-run home run, and the Jags have taken the lead back on top 4-3 here in Game 2 in Hattiesburg.
Wow, what a bomb there by Morrison. Hits that Coke sign. That is way out of here. It was getting to the plate at a speed of 92, left there at 100 miles an hour, opposite field. And Morrison really could have had 2 on the night in his first at-bat, almost left here to center. And here there was no doubt. What an at-bat by Morrison. What a series he's having.
Until that big fly from Kyle Morrison. Looks like he's
about that.
0-2. Speaking of good jobs, Colby Allen responds after the 2-run homer. Back-to-back strikeouts. Allen strikes out the side. The story at the top of the 7th, Kyle Morrison's big fly. South Alabama on top. Dre Barrett puts one through the elevator shaft door. Coming down to Ty Brooks, the shortstop.
He's been better as the game has progressed, in my opinion, has Herr.
Stockman slicing one down the right field line. It'll hang up. Rhett Johnson is there. Get 3 balls, 2 strikes to Ben Higdon. This is downstairs. And what a performance. Mitchell Hurd doing it for the second week in a row, and he was really good tonight.
Yeah, he was. I thought it got better as the ball game progressed. He was really good, 4th, 5th, 6th inning. And then in the beginning, may not had his A game, but you see these strikeouts, you see the competitive fire. But he worked himself into his A game and able now to pass the baton to Scheinflug.
Yeah, he's a sophomore left-hander in a dandy of one out of Wetumpka, Alabama, 6'2", 175 pounds. You see the work, 19 innings, a 9 ERA, 25 strikeouts to 9 walks. This was their incumbent Friday night. Duncan Matthews looks like he wants the same spot. Cook turns on a ball. This is hit well, but right to Rhett Johnson, the right fielder, who will catch the fly ball. And that's it for the Golden Eagle 2-out rally. We've played 7 tonight. Half against these right-handers. 2-1, back up the middle. That's a single for Duncan Matthews. He's aboard for the second time tonight.
South Alabama would love somehow to get it back around to him.
Rhett Johnson puts the sacrifice down. Colby Allen will toss it to Matthew Russo. They'll move the runner into score. Fastball. This is slowly hit. Pratt is charging. Difficult play, but it's made by Ozzie Pratt. 2-2. Allen's ready. This is lifted to left. Long run for Gillespie. He cannot get there. It'll touch down. It'll be an RBI double for Ty Brooks, and the insurance run comes. Payoff pitch. Slider. This one's hit well to center field. Back is Jake Cook, right on the warning track. Cool as a cucumber is Jake Cook, but not before Ty Brooks drives in a run. It's 5-3. Matthews trying to pump Jackson Scheinflug up. This pitch is down and away. 1-1 slider. Russo will slice this out in the left field. Right in front of Mike Young. Second base RBIs last night, 1-1, and this is lifted to left. Going to stay in the park. Mike Young is there, the left fielder. He'll make the catch. 3-2, and Carson Pato sees it down. 0-1. This is hit sharply. Kyle Morrison's got it in time on the force out of Carson Pato up at second base. And South Alabama will force the Golden through Kyle Morrison as John Smith stands in to start this top of the ninth with a single out to left. And Davis Gillespie will have to get it. He's gone slider heavy tonight. He goes slider again. Morrison has lifted this to left center field. It'll stay in the park. He has found a barrel on almost up the first baseman for the Jags. Runner going hit and run. Executed it beautifully out in the right field to Carson Pato. First to third goes John. Mike Young showing bunt again. They will take it off. Squeeze play. Russo trying to shovel it to Tucker Stockman. It'll get away from Stockman, the runner, and Young will go all the way up to second base. So the squeeze, and boy, the Jags have punched all the right buttons tonight with 2-out hitting. Tonight, they are 3 for 10. Fly ball out to Carson Pato. They may challenge his arm, and they will. And did Stockman get the tag? No, they say he did not.
That was a good send from third regardless.
He's out. Wow. They'll overturn the call of Ethan Melton. They'll take the run off the board. It stays a 6-3 baseball game. And that's where we sit as we head to the bottom of the ninth. A fly out. And Carson Pato says, I got your double play here the unconventional way, and to throw him out at home plate. Bottom of 9 action when we return.
For this club.
Cued right off the cap of the bat. Zambu run over, and did Scheinflug get to the bag? He did. Punched out. Urban looking. 79 daughter of this order. Cook sharply hit. It's caught by Robert Miranda on a leaping line out. And South Alabama's going to take this baseball game and force a rubber match tomorrow. They respond with 12 hits in Game 2, 6 runs to win it 6-3. Clay Sweet, your final thought.
What a response by Coach Calvi and these Jaguars. Really needed this one for a chance tomorrow and really fought back and put together a great performance here at Pete Taylor Park.
Enjoyed it, my friend. Thank you for filling in for Chris Kirtland and Cliff Russell. That's Clay Sweet. Our statistician, magician is Marty Wyndham. I'm Jason Baker on behalf of Lee Field, his entire camera and graphics crew. We thank you for spending your Saturday night with us. Rubber match tomorrow. Don't forget, first pitch, 3 o'clock Central Time right here inside of Pete Taylor Park. It ought to be a dandy trying to close out this series as you've been watching Sun Belt Conference Baseball on ESPN.